So they'll be calling you a radical. So back to the Flynn Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate and the ties to Jill Putin Stein. Stay with me. What killed us in that environmentalist movement? The radical freaking corporatist Democrats and Republicans? Oh yeah, but let's get real. The so-called established environmental movements killed us. I'm going to dive into the corruption of Jill Stein. The plant. Now, stay with me. Any of you fuckers that think she's green, you're out of your fucking mind. Number one, you think that's a coincidence she was sitting Flynn with Putin. Now hear me out. All the whole Flynn thing, what was Flynn doing? General Flynn. In the revolving door through the nuclear energy. That's what we work for. Look it up. That's what we look for. Every time one of these things, these rabbit holes you go down, these investigative journalists, CNN, MSNBC, any of them, even the deeper ones, you know, BuzzFeed, all of them, as soon as they get to the nuclear energy crime, they stop in their tracks. So, Jill Stein, let's talk about the facts of Jill Stein. Jill Stein was born into Jewish-Russian immigrants in Chicago. She just recently changed her Wikipedia page. It used to tell this in detail. So, Jill Stein's father worked for the KGB. So, Jill Stein's father, this is long before the military-industrialized complex went amok, long before nuclearism, when Dillinger, Bonnie and Clyde and gang were celebrities in this country. Remember, people forget how devastating the Depression of the 1930s was and who the American populace believed caused it. They believe bankers caused it, which they did cause it. And so every time a bank got robbed by Dillinger or the likes, the American populace roared. The massive population. Then you had Hoover. The FBI was new. Remember their botched Bohemian freaking raids in Wisconsin and all that thing? They were considered clowns. They couldn't touch these guys. So they recruited in Russia, the KGB. So they recruited, Hoover recruited KGB guys from Russia. Jill Stein's dad's one of them. Look it up. It's right there in freaking black and white. Blanch and Schwartz. So, not conspiracy. There's no conspiracy about that. It's well written and documented. He was with the group that got Dillinger. Now remember, Dillinger was unarmed when they got him. And was that a Russian girl that set him up? So, they just unloaded on him. He was unarmed. Same with Bonnie and Clyde, just unloaded. That's the way they played. I mean, a little plonium in the tea. So Jill Stein, you're trying to tell me she's sitting there with Zarty. Now I know Zarty personally because of all my work, Million Mass March, whatever. I told them fuck off. They're really Russian. Now stay with me. You can look this up. You think I'm crazy. Remember I said there's going to be trouble on the 5th of November on the second group. We were there, not the 13th. That's November the 5th, 13th in front of the White House when Obama retooled the cover up of Fukushima with, that's when TEPCO showed up. The next year, I says, I'm standing, no, excuse me, 20, was that 14? No, 15. I said, remember, I'm going to stay in New York. I got a tip. It's going to be trouble. The guy who started Tsar T was Putin's old Tas Pravat. He was the old, he was Tas. If you don't know what Tas Pravat is, I mean, you shouldn't even be watching this vlog. And so, he was on the 5th of November, just like I said. What? He's dead. Oh, he drank too much and fell down. Congress does an investigation. The congressional investigation comes back and says he was beat to death. So, that's how Putin plays. We know how Putin plays. Same with the Saudis, his friends, high five. That's how they play. So stay with me. So, you think it's coincidence that Jill Stein's sitting in Flint. Now, why Jill Stein's standing out there at Standing Croc, which our group already knew that Standing Croc was a done deal, had been cut long before. Why is she? So I got into it with them today. I got into it with the Jill Stein folks, big time. That clan. I'm like, what the fuck you do on Fukushima? I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a fucking cake? I'm an environmentalist, what's Fukushima? You know, I carried my Fukushima signs at the freaking climate. I mean, where was she the whole time? She's a pro. You don't think, who's the #1 pro-nuclear energy imperialist on the face of the earth? And I like how I say it's pronounced a B, fuck him. Abe, I'm going to start calling him. Abe the fucking piece of shit. Fuck Abe. I don't give a fuck how you pronounce that piece of shit's name. Putin is the greatest pro-nuclear energy, pro-nuclear on the face of the earth. Bar none. Bar none. She's sitting with Zarty, with Flynn. Who does Flynn work for? Flynn worked for GE, freaking Westinghouse. The revolving door. Hillary Clinton was in the Czech Republic. He's sitting right there. The Czech president is sitting right there next to Jill Stein. Remember when she went there and says, you will break the contract with Russia and give the contract to Westinghouse. Westinghouse is part of the government? That's Hillary Clinton as the acting Secretary of State. Westinghouse since bankrupt, took Sheba down with them. Huh, you didn't hear about that? Huh, GE going bankrupt? So, same with the Sierra Club. Stegner's from here. We just had a great conversation about Stegner here. And Devoto's from here. He's from this university, excuse me, from this town. Devoto was the greatest environmentalist in the state of Utah. So they blackballed him. Now, you mean, Palma K. Brody, Bernard Devoto, the two of the greatest freaking literary giants in the history of mankind, both blackballed out of this place. So, but anyway, back to Jill Stein. Jill Stein, a little nuked to death, a Russian woodpecker on a picnic told me. So a Russian woodpecker told me this. And you don't think I break stuff before? I like how you all hide from me and just steal from me. By the way, Chuck plagiarized me again, used tomato soup cans on the set. He got interviewed Public Watchdogs. He plagiarized me. Man, I wonder where he got that idea, using the soup cans. Fucker. Him and Gary pissed me off. They got 5.3 million. He gets 600. I get shit. I'm the one that got Santa Harvard shut down. So, pisses me off so bad. So, the Flynn investigation, all retracting. Guess who they've talked to a whole bunch of times? Guess who's up to her eyebrows? Oh yeah, Jill Stein. She's green, I'm rainbow striped. Up is down, black is white. Yeah, so Obama, he's in on it too, you know. Don't kid yourself. So I could prove this. The nuclear industry holds all the purse strings, political power. They have all the money. So look it up. In August, when everybody put their super PACs together, they put their super PACs together to run for president of the United States 2 years in advance. Super PACs all started to get put together in the organic form. Lisa Murkowski, Cory Booker, all of them. Come up with signed on to this bill, the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, come up with an idea to bail out the nuclear industry. This says, we're going to force the United States military, through people like Flynn, the revolving door, to buy nuclear energy from United States nuclear reactors. That's our bill. They all signed on. Kamala Harris didn't sign. Kamala Harris used to work with me on the shutdown of Fukushima. Of course, I haven't heard nothing of her on here, but she didn't sign on. But because that's the gateway to the presidency. That's how Obama got it. Exelon, you know, Trump, that's who has all the money. You know, so that's the way it's done. I mean, Jill Stein's a freaking double agent? You think that you're trying to tell me that's a coincidence, who she's sitting with? Well, I don't think Mueller thinks that. By the way, the one line out of the Mueller investigation that is so telling, these people must be held to a higher standard, like Flynn. No, I mean, talk about a contradictory statement out of Mueller's mouth. Held to a higher standard, no jail time. Well, either he's turned so much evidence to everything, or Mueller's talking out of both sides. One of the two. But Jill Stein's up to her eyebrows in this thing. It's all the nuclear energy. Look it up. Look who do you think Manafort was working for? They're in the Ukraine. I mean, what do you think they're up to? Rostom, freaking Westinghouse, it's the same. That's where all the money's at, Price Anderson. Hello? So, why do you think we've lost every single environmentalist thing we've ever fought? Except for one. The way I fight? I was thinking about it today. If you would have even told me 10 years ago that we got 34 nuclear reactors shut down in the United States, I would say, no way, no, including San Onofre. Ha! They say, oh, it's economics. If it was economics, they would have been closed down 30, 40 years ago. No, it's one thing. It's Fukushima. I mean, subconsciously, everybody, it's activists like myself and others pounding away at this in a daily freaking way. Poor Kevin reached into the bag and he slung the stone. So Jill Putin Stein is part of the Flynn investigation. How do I know that? A Russian woodpecker on a picnic told me. Check my credentials. TikTok. The green movement. Might as well be freaking... The green is the new black and yellow. Black and yellow media. The green is the new black and yellow. Dangerous. Like an unbroken house cat. Dangerous around children. Kevin Blanch, Spawn. Getting down. Hemingway on chemo on Balco. Stay tuned. Jill Putin Stein's part of the Flynn gig. Stay tuned. I got more to come.